All right. Hey guys, thanks for watching and listening. This is your host Thomas Tyree from On the Hot Podcast. Today I have an interview with professional boxer JYD. JYD resigns from Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He's 8-0 in his boxing career, 7 victories come away of knockout. JYD, thanks for joining the show, and I'm glad to be doing this interview with you tonight.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. It's absolutely my pleasure. Thank you. Like you said, my name is JYD. Everyone calls me JYD. Erron Peterson. But yeah, everyone calls me JYD or J for short.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I've been looking at you, man. I mean, because I'm gonna ask you about the social media thing about how you've been blowing up and stuff, but I seen you scored a knockout the other day, the other week against Micah Hunt. Tell me how it was scoring your seventh knockout victory.
Um, it was great. Another day in the office is how we look at it. Not too high, not too low. You just stay in the middle. You stay humble. That's all. It was definitely a great fight, a great feeling. And back to the lab, we working. So yeah, it's humbling feeling, and it's great to be on the winning side of it.
I get that. I get that. Now, what you can tell me, but was that your favorite knockout of all your 7 knockouts that you earned?
It's funny. The fight before this one, I knocked the guy out the same exact way with the same exact combination in the same exact spot. So I don't know if it was my favorite, but I know that I got two matching ones. My sixth knockout was like that, and my seventh knockout. So if it was my favorite, it had to be a tie because it had a twin.
I get that. That's what's up. That's what's up. So let's get into your boxing career, man. I see that you're 28 years of age, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So how did your boxing career begin? Did you have a late start, early start? How did your boxing career begin?
So I had a late start. I started boxing when I was 23 years old. I started boxing because my daughter, when she was 3 months old, my firstborn daughter, she needed
Right.
open heart surgery, and uh, after she had the surgery, it went successfully, and I just knew that she needed a better life. She needed a better future for everything that's going on with her. She also has two autistic siblings. Overall, I have 6 kids, but she has two of those siblings are autistic. So they have special needs, and you know, those things, realistically speaking, aren't cheap. So
Yeah.
you have to, you gotta. My job is great, and the job that I had at that time was also great, but at the same time, you still need more than that, because those 9 to 5 and check to check just doesn't cut it in this situation. So that's essentially, in a long story short, that's essentially what started it. I started boxing when I was 23. Never stopped, never left the gym, never anything. I stayed the entire time, no days off, no matter the ups, the downs, highs, lows, everything. I done lost things that I can't get back. I done lost things that I don't want back. I almost lost it all. It's a lot, it's a lot of sacrifices that come with this. From friends, family, eviction notices, everything. It's been a rough road, but it's been worth it 100%.
That's deep, bro. That is really deep. I'm glad things are going your way. For the late start, it seems like you're really hot right now. That's what I was about to get into. How did you blow up as a content creator on your Instagram? Because that's actually how I found you and discovered you. I seen your little boxing clips and stuff, and I said, let me tap into his career and his record. And how did that go about blowing up on social media and making this boxing content videos?
So it's funny. I actually didn't even want to do social media at all. I
Yeah.
always say, like, initially I always be like, man, I was born in the wrong generation of boxing. I don't care nothing about this social media crap, man. Like, it was all a burnout to me. Um, and then my dad, he kept like pushing it on me. Um, and he was just like, yo, if you gonna do it, like, you need to do it, you need to do it. And I'm like, all right, listen, if I do it, I'm gonna do it my way. I'm not faking it till I make it. I'm not telling no stories. I'm not pretending to be something that I'm not. I don't got no fancy car, no fancy big old houses. I don't wear no jewelry or designer clothes, nothing like that. Like, I'm a regular person. I'm a regular person. and that was my whole goal with social media. So if you watch my videos, you'll see like I'm just telling the side of boxing that most people don't know. I'm just telling the side of boxing that most people would never know. And of course, I got my little funny boxing skits in here too. But that's
Yeah,
just really that's just essentially what it is. Um, and I had started taking social media seriously 8 months ago, and at that time, I had about I want to say like maybe like 2,800 or 3,000 followers at that time. That was 8 months ago. It was on my page, and I remember when I had posted my first video on like when I started taking it seriously, and it was controversial, which I didn't know it was going to be controversial. I'm just throwing something out there. It was just the topic of it was just because you can box doesn't mean you can fight, and just because you can fight doesn't mean that you can box. They're two different
right.
things. And so many people had so much to say about it. And that video ended up doing like 300,000. And I was like, damn. And then I had dropped about four more videos. Like, so when I started, I was consistent. I was dropping at least one video a day every single day, no misses, just nonstop. Now I'm up to about three videos a day. But at that time, it was just one video a day, just trying to catch some traction. Cool. So my next four videos, they were just like, 10,000, 15,000, 12,000, whatever. But then my fifth video, I believe it was, that ended up getting, I think, like a half a million. And I was like, okay, we're on to something here. Like we can actually build. So then 8 months later, we're at 30 and a half thousand, I believe. 30 and a half thousand, about 5.5 million monthly reach and a beautiful, amazing community.
That's lit, bro. I'm happy for you because the story that you just told me in a matter of a few minutes, man, that touched me. So I'm rooting for you, man. I'm
Thank
definitely
you.
rooting for you, and I hope things go your way.
I
Um,
appreciate it.
but going with that though, you being from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, I know you. If you're in the gym down there, I know you're in the gym with some top tier guys. I'm talking Jerron Ennis,
Hmm.
Stephen Fulton from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Have you ever chopped it up with those guys in the gym?
Yeah, so I right now, well actually not even right now. I train out of James Schuler's. I turned pro with Stephen Breadman Edwards, who is one of the top coaches in boxing in the world. I turned pro with him. That was a whole long story within itself, even getting connected to him, because that wasn't something that just happened, despite what so many people thought. Um, and I'm in my current stablemates are Julian Williams, former 154 unified world champion, Kyron Davis, who's a top contender right now at 160, um, Romwell Cruz, Kuko, undefeated prospect, 11-0, and Caleb Plant. So those are my direct stablemates right now. Boots and Cool Boys and Cool Boy Steph. I know both of them. I have a better relationship with Boots. Steph is cool as hell too, but I have a better relationship with Boots because I see Boots more often than him and his dad. But I've sparred with Boots more at this point more times than I can remember. Spar with all of these guys. And it's great. It's great work, great competition. Um, it's basically being baptized in fire because that's what it was when I turned pro. Because I only had six amateur fights, then I couldn't really get any more amateur fights. A lot of we would just go to shows and people wouldn't want to fight. So I just jumped into a whole bunch of pro camps from there. So I essentially was baptized in fire, and that's just what it was.
Bro, that's honestly lit because you're talking about Geronimo, one of the biggest welterweights right now on that IBF title, and Cool Boy Stephen Fulton. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
man, these are some really good guys that you're getting some work in. So this is actually going to be a question I didn't have planned for you, but I'm gonna ask you that with sparring, how do you feel with boxers sparring? Because I know the bigger boxers you see, like I'll use Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney for example. I view it as a boxing fan, sparring is like a scrimmage. You're trying to get work in to improve offensively, defensively, and you're trying to help the other guy. So, what is your view on these boxers bragging about winning fights and sparring? How do you feel about that?
There is no winner and losing, and there is no winners and losers in sparring. It's all work. Everyone, I don't. I guess this is a PSA. Everyone's gotten their ass kicked in sparring before. It is what it is. Everyone has gotten their ass kicked in sparring. So what? It's a spar. Like, um, I don't post spars. I don't live off of spars. I don't care that much about a spar for me to be walking around bragging about spars. I've gotten my ass kicked and I've kicked a shit ton of ass.
Mhm.
Everybody, anybody, especially in the city or even in surrounding areas in Philly, like, and even past there, they know they know my name and they know exactly who I am and they know I've kicked their ass and they've kicked my ass. Who gives a shit? It is what it is. If you talk about winning the fight, cool. You can talk whatever you want to about winning the fight. That's the real thing. A
Yeah,
fight is absolutely the real thing. You got the right to talk about whatever you want to. If I knocked you out or beat your ass in a fight, then guess what? I got the right to talk about whatever I want to. That's just what it is. But a spar, I don't really care about spars. I don't care.
yeah, I get that too because that's my view on it. I view a fight a big attraction. You're under the big lights, then that's when it matters. And sparring, that you broke it down perfectly about how you feel about it, and that's how I feel as a boxing fan. Like it's just to get work in. You're gonna get your ass kicked. You can't. And my thing is like it's good work. I mean, if
Yeah.
somebody shows up better than you in sparring, then that's so be it. I mean, take it to the ring like the real fights, and like you said, you got the if you kick their ass, you got the right to talk about it. So I respect
Yeah.
that response.
Yeah. Yeah.
With you being in the gym, training, how does a training camp work for you? How do you prepare to stay in shape and be ready for fight night when you're in a boxing training camp?
Well, for me, I never leave the gym. Anyone who knows me knows I do not leave the gym ever. I'm in the gym all the time, whether I have a fight scheduled or not. I'm in the gym. Again, I'm a late start. I'm a late start at boxing. Anyone who's seen me fight or seen me spar or anything will tell you it's hard to believe that I'm a late start because, mashallah, how advanced my skills are. But that comes again from being baptized in fire and getting the work that I'm, accustomed to getting at this point. So for me, I live in the gym. Whether I got a fight or not, I stay in the gym. I don't have a life. For me, that's the answer of it all. Like I don't have a life. I go to work, I come home, I go to the gym. That's it. I'm home right now. I just came from the gym before I came home. I'm work, home, gym, work, home, gym. I don't got friends outside of the gym, really. I don't have friends. I don't go out. I don't party. I don't do any of that. Like I come home, I go to work, and I go to the gym. So camp ain't nothing but you know um turning up the intensity more and locking in more, but it's all just another day in the office for me essentially.
That's what's up, bro. And I could tell from your attitude, based on how you carry yourself, you got that world title mentality. From where you're at right now, from what I'm listening to you right now, you got that world title mentality. Like, that's
Thank
all you
you.
care about. Eat, sleep, grind, repeat.
Yeah.
And that
Yes.
that's gonna take you far in the sport. I'm gonna tell you that. That is gonna take you far in the sport.
Thank you.
So that brings me to my next question. You're at the middleweight division at 160 pounds. Do you have a dream opponent that division? I'm not throwing any disrespect to anybody at the middleweight division, but this is a division that I don't see. I see potential, and I see
Yeah.
people that have stars. But is there somebody that you have your eye on as a dream opponent one day?
Honestly, no. I don't care. I fight who's put in front of me. At the end of the day, how I look at it is this. I don't gotta call your name and you don't gotta call my name. If your name come across my desk, trust and believe me, we're accepting it. Um, at the same time, like call a name for what? I made it no 7 knockouts. Like call a name for what? Uh, all is good because if it's an important enough name, you know what they're gonna say? Who is he? He ain't fight nobody. And guess what? They're right. Like, what am I gonna call? What I don't believe in clout chasing. I don't believe in all the I'm doing it for the buzz and the attention, bro. One, I know for a fact, and this is not even being arrogant or cocky. It's truth, especially because of social media now. You know who I am. I know if you're in the boxing world, you know who I am. You know exactly who I am. So at the end of the day, you gotta see me. Like, inshallah, everything goes according to plan and even better. You're gonna have to see me. So what I need to call your name for? You're gonna have to see me, and I'm gonna have to see you. Just be ready when I see you, because I'm gonna be ready when you see me. That's all that matters. So in due time, everything will come to fruition, and what it's gonna be, what it's gonna be. What's supposed to happen, gonna happen. But I ain't got no specific names to call out. You know who I am. Y'all know exactly who I am. Y'all know who I am. Y'all see my work, especially on the gram. Y'all like my shit. Y'all follow me, all that. Like, and I don't say that arrogantly neither, but like y'all know who I am. Y'all know exactly who I am.
That's a lit response, bro. I ain't gonna that
It's
is
the
a
truth.
lit
You know
response.
who I
Yeah.
am. I not, bro. I know what I know exactly what my notifications look like, bro. Y'all know who I am, bro. Y'all know who I am. And if y'all think I'm just like Instagram, but if y'all, it is whatever you think about me is your business. You know who I am, though. You know who I am, and you know what I do.
That's a lit response, bro. Just let them figure out who you are. I
Yeah,
like that
you know who
response.
I
Line
am.
them up.
Line them up. You know who I am.
So that brings me to another question. How do you think the state of boxing is today? I've seen your videos and I've seen you touch base on the influence inside of boxing. How do you feel about influence boxers? Technical difficulties. Oh, you still there, bro?
Yeah. So I don't know what happened. My phone just reset itself. That was crazy. That was crazy. Like, yeah, that was me. I'm sorry. I look up, my phone
You're
just
good, bro.
goes into a buffer and just resets itself. That was crazy.
Yeah, you're good, bro. I was like, wait a minute, we was flowing. Where'd he go at? So I
Yeah, I'm
waited,
so
I
sorry,
waited for
dog.
you.
That was insane. I'm sorry, yo.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. I still got it. I still got it on record, so we're good.
Okay,
But
good. Yeah, I know you were saying about the influence on the other side. I'll let you take it over. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, so how do you feel about the influence boxing right now, currently in the sport of boxing, like the Jake Pauls, the KSIs, the Tommy Furies? How do you feel about that?
Um, I think it's bringing different eyes to the sport. Um, I think it's bringing different eyes to the sport, which is cool. And I also think like Jake Paul is like working with some real good fighters as well. Like even Asher Sills, um, super bad as well. And it's just like you know, Serrano's so yeah, Serrano's great, man. Even like I
Yeah,
said, Asher Sills. So it's like he's working with good fighters. Um, he's putting them on, he's putting them in position. So I think it's like super cool. I think it's super cool for that aspect of it. And also from what I hear, um, from what I'm hearing about him, he actually does take the sport like very seriously, Jake Paul. So that's another good joint as well. At first I wasn't with it, I didn't like it, but as time went on, I'm like, all right, this dude's actually serious. And he's working with boxers and he's opening the door for them. He's putting people in position and shit. It's like, all right, cool. Like, I think that's cool. So I think it's an acquired taste, if you will. It's an acquired taste, but it's definitely bringing more money and opportunity. Which is even to go a little small way deeper into this question. Um, if you a boxer and you on social media, like I'm gonna be honest with you, if you're a boxer and you're on social media and you're using social media for anything other than making money, anything other than expanding your brand and growing your brand and becoming more well known, I'm so sorry for you because it is so much money and opportunity on social media, dog. It doesn't make any sense. If you are a boxer in this current day, you need to be taking full advantage of social media, dog, because it's right there for the taking. Consistency is why most people don't do it, and I understand because this shit is hard. It's a full time job. Most people don't understand it. Managing social media pages is a full time job. Um, But again, just from the brands and the companies, and the people that I'm working with, also the other content creators, the money that's in this is oh, you'll
I
get
believe it.
dude. If you're an up and coming boxer, you will get rich from social media and make more money from social media well before you do a boxing. That is a guarantee. It's a guarantee, especially if you got a name, especially if you're consistent, especially if your content jumps. Dog, y'all really don't understand how much money you can make with this shit. It's a lot of money. So I need to really get on top of it. It's a lot of money.
I believe it. I believe it. Yeah, man. I like the answer about the influence boxers because me personally, I do like me some Jake Paul. I do respect what he is doing, but at the same sense, I get where people think like he's playing around. But I could tell from the skill level where I've seen him first fight to where he is
Mm-hmm.
now, the skill set is getting better each and every single time. It might not be the
Yeah.
opponents people like, but you could tell he's starting to take it more serious. So I respect
Yeah.
the way how he's carrying himself and actually putting himself in situations with sparring pros and training with pros. So I respect that. I do respect what Jake Paul did.
Absolutely. 100%. I absolutely for 100%. We're on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we're on the same page with that. You know, what I mean, it's like I said, it's an acquired taste, man. And it's funny. Before we move to the next topic, man, I man, so many people do the boxing content the same way as other people. Like most people use a lot of clickbait stuff, or they just like post a bunch of spar videos and stuff. And I'm not knocking it, and I'm not mad at it. Like I don't knock no man how they make their money. No man nor woman how they make their money. Make your money. You know what I mean? Get lit how you get lit. But I knew that that's not how I wanted to do it. My page was built off of transparency and honesty. You know what I mean? So any and everything that I go through with my situation, with my boxing and my life that I don't involve people in parts of my life that are like super intimate. No, because it's still stuff with my family and everything that I keep up. But I'm really pretty much an open book because I don't have a life. I don't do nothing. So even with my journey right now, where I'm dealing with alopecia, um, so many people, especially in the black community right now, are actually battling alopecia like crazy. And you know what I mean? A lot of people even been hitting me up about it and everything. And it's just like I didn't I didn't I didn't talk about my I didn't talk about my journey with alopecia to become a champion of alopecia. Like, no, I did it because I'm not going to stop shooting content just because my hair and stuff is just because I have alopecia. Like, I'm not going to stop shooting content. You know how crazy that to me. You know how crazy that sounds for me to stop making money and connecting with brands and companies because my hair's falling out, bro. It'll grow back, and if it don't, guess what? Oh well. You can't stop your life for an inconvenience. So everything that I do is like super transparent. So you know what I mean, I went into this and I was just like, man, listen, this is a part of it. So when I you know what I mean, even with my beard, when I decided to cut my beard off and go through the proper steps needed to try to reverse it, I made that transparent with my followers. Like the moment I did it, I recorded it and it was what it was. It was, you know what I mean? Hey, so y'all are here with me. It like you that's all it is. Just if you're gonna do social media, be authentic because when you are authentic, you never run out of ideas and you never gotta keep up with no lies. You just live your regular life. Like and then on top of that, I don't give a damn about what people think about me. I really don't. My family, my wives, my family, my dad, like my family and my folks care about me. They love me. I don't care about what people think about me. Like that's craziness. I can fight and I make money doing what I do. What do I care about? I'm happy with my life. So,
Yeah.
you know, that's my take on it.
That's a good response, man. Hey, line them up. Like you said, as long as you line them up, get them knockouts, you don't give a damn. You're making the money. So,
You can say whatever you want about me. Just make sure, because I'm not never gonna win the war of the words with you. I don't want to win the war of the words. I respect everything you say about me, boss. Just make sure you can fight. Make sure whatever, whatever, whatever I give you, make sure you're able to take it.
yeah.
Cause that shit hurt. Make
Hmm.
sure you're able to take it.
Yeah. So then that brings me to the next question. Since we got the influence part out of the way, can you name your top five boxers off the top of your head? Who do you think is the best five fighters currently in the sport of boxing today?
Current or ever.
Current.
In no particular order.
Yeah, no particular order, just a top five.
Naya in a way,
Okay.
Boots, Crawford, Usyk. I'm not going to say Canelo. Canelo is Canelo. So I'm not going to say Canelo because Canelo is Canelo. Like that's
Yeah,
the only reason I'm not going to say Canelo because Canelo is Canelo. Let's just put him right there.
yeah.
Um, and I'm going to say, man, Bam is nasty. Nakatani is nasty.
Ooh.
Um, Tank.
Mhm.
The reason why I'm going to say Tank is this. I don't think nobody in them lower divisions can beat Tank. So I'm gonna have Tank. I'm gonna put Tank in my five too, because I don't think nobody down there can beat Tank. I don't think nobody down there can beat him. Not a soul, not a soul alive in his divisions can beat him. I don't believe it. I just don't think so. And that's no disrespect to nobody. That's not saying that nobody's not great or I'm not taking. No, I just don't believe that any of them can beat Javante Davis. So I would have. I guess that would be my five. What did I say? In a way, Usyk, Crawford, Boots, Tank. I'll just throw
That
that right there.
that's a good top five. That is a good top five. And I think all five of those guys are really elite fighters.
Yeah,
Especially the honorable mentions, like you said, like Bam Rodriguez and
not the
Nakatani.
time.
Those guys are tough too at the lower divisions. But
Yeah,
yeah, that I agree with that take too. I don't think that anybody at 130, 135, I'll even say 140. I don't think anybody at those three divisions right now can beat Gervonta Davis based on the skill set, based on the speed, the IQ, the power.
and
Yeah, and a lot of people are just realizing his skill set because everybody just thought he had knockout power. But he's got more. He's like a complete fighter. You just don't really see him going to his bag unless he really wants to. So,
I've been saying that for years. Y'all are just enamored with his power and trying to make him to be this one dimensional dude. The amount of traps that this man sets up in one fight is absolutely fucking ridiculous. His
yeah.
ring IQ and his ring generalship is absolutely ridiculous. His ability to box is absolutely ridiculous. Y'all just see it one way, the casual people or the people who don't have that high of an IQ. They see it the way they see it because they only see him knock people out.
Hmm.
That's not all it is. Lan, yes, go on your own. Go ahead. Thank you.
But
Good.
yeah, he's special, man. I am a big I'm a big fan of all five of the guys you just said. Like I'm a big fan of Crawford,
Yeah.
big fan of Jerron Ennis, especially
Mm,
him. I've been loving the development of him and watching him rise on these undercards and to become the star that he is. And
yeah.
like you said earlier, that's pretty good that you're training with him as well. I like me some Usyk as well in a way. Yeah, all five of those guys are great, man.
Yeah.
Great, great for the sport. So that brings me to the last question. Then we'll go ahead and close it out.
No problem.
You're 8-0, seven knockouts. You got a late start to the sport of boxing, and your story has been incredible. Where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years in the sport of boxing?
World champion. Um, of course, making a lot of money because the money comes with that. Um, but most importantly, honestly speaking, yeah, world champion. But most importantly, giving back and helping the community. So anybody who does follow my page knows that I do a ton of giveaways, give back, community service, and raffles. Not because like not because I want people like, oh, like that's no, but because we got it, we really do genuinely have to give back. Like we genuinely got to give back. At this
Hmm.
point in time, I'm building. I'm also building my brand, and I'm also giving back at the same time. So if there was a way for me to do these things without my name being on them, I absolutely would. But because of the position that I'm in and because of the companies and things that I'm working with, I have to be the face of certain things because of my community,
Hmm.
because of where I am right now. Now, of course, when there's a time where money is way different and circumstances and connections is way different, and I could do these things and also not have my name attached to them, I can't wait for that time either because it's not about that. It's not about like, oh, he gives it. It's not what it's about. It's just about giving back in general and period. Of course, sometimes you got to have your name on it, and sometimes you don't. But right now I'm in a situation where I need to have my name on a lot of these things, but giving away and giving, not even necessarily giving away, but giving back and helping to build, man, not even just in Philly. So many places right now is just in a bad spot, man, with young black men specifically. I'm talking about young black men specifically, where we killing each other and we dying over nothing, like over nothing. And I can absolutely say that I have had a past in my life. I'm not perfect. But I changed my life and did the best that I could change my life so that I didn't have to be where I was nor how I was anymore. People dying, man. The just out front of my dad's house the other week, kid shot into a bus and hit three elderly people. Over 250 over bus fare. Bus fare is $2.50. You just threw your imagine your mother turning
Hmm.
on the news and seeing you do that. Your mom saw you do that.
Hmm.
And this is not just happening in Philly. This is happening all over the place. So that's why even now, anyone who isn't familiar with my page, JYD_world, if you go to my page, um, you'll see I do give backs. I just my last fight that I just won. We just gave away about 150 free water ices to the community. Um, I just did multiple giveaways. Well, we just did multiple giveaways for some boxing equipment, jump ropes, etc. And now we're about to do a really huge raffle. It's just $2 a ticket. They're going to be virtual tickets, so anyone can join. We're doing a raffle, virtual tickets, $2 a ticket, and there's going to be first place is going to win thousands of dollars worth of boxing equipment and boxing paraphernalia, clothes, etc. Second place is going to win thousands of dollars worth of boxing equipment, paraphernalia, etc. And third place will win hundreds of dollars worth of boxing equipment, paraphernalia, etc. 15 to 20% of all proceeds will go to the betterment of the gyms in Philadelphia. So you will actually physically see us go to the gyms in Philadelphia and actually give to them, not just like, oh, we did it and then show no proof. To hell with it. 15 to 20% will go to giving back to the gyms in Philadelphia, and you will see video personally of me going to these gyms, figuring out what these gyms need and doing whatever is possible within that 15 to 20% budget of getting everything that they need and giving back to those gyms. That is what's important because these kids need somewhere to go. Is after school programs in the hood. I'm not gonna say in the urban areas. I'm from the hood.
Hmm.
I'm gonna call it what it is. I'm talking to us from the hood, dog. It's not urban areas, it's the hood. And they are closing down, they've closed down after school programs. Um Certain sports things are having limits and stuff on their budgets, all that. So these are plans that we're having. For me, I would like to work within the next year or two with USA Boxing hand in hand with the school district and the school system hand in hand to build, not just within the next year or two, but forever in the communities, etc. Because we need these things. Working with grocery stores, I got to figure out the logistics on that. Working with grocery stores to feed more people that are needy and things like that. Like these are things that we're really trying to do. Boxing is amazing, and I can never speak down on boxing because it has opened up this platform for me. And my platform is small. It's small, but the bigger we get, the more we'll be able to do. That's the point of what I'm trying to do. Yes, of course I want to be a world champion. Yes, of course I want to be the best. To me, to be honest with you, to hell with the money with boxing. I want to beat you because I don't like that you think you can beat me. That's my personal reason. I don't like that you think you can beat me. But of course, the money and things come with it. But while we have the resources that we can get and that we can build, the next 2, 3, 4 years, I just see us giving back more and building more and doing more for the community. Bottom line, that's the end goal. These kids need somewhere to go. That's the end goal. That's it.
I respect
Sorry
that,
for
bro.
rambling, but yeah.
No, no, you went deep there, and I thank you a lot today for doing this interview. You didn't even have to do this interview, man. I'm glad that we
Yeah.
connected because I felt like this was a great talk for me, myself, trying to grow as a sports podcaster, but even just connected with someone on the level that you are on the rise to being a world champion, being a star in the sport. So I thank you a lot, JYD, for taking the time out to talk to me about your career, the sport of boxing. You gained a big fan of me, man. I'm gonna be rooting from you from
Vice
here
versa.
on out. I want to see you in the big arenas. I want to see you hold a world title, and I want to see you get back to your community, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, man, because you deserve it. Your story was very touching. How you started, why you started boxing, and why you're willing to give back to the community. So I'll be keeping a good eye out on your career, and hopefully we can chop it up again, man. But thanks a lot,
Absolutely.
JYD, for doing this interview, and I'll be rooting for you and watching on, man.
Yeah, you got a fan with me as well, man. So I definitely hope to see you in them big stages and building more on your platform. Before I go, the best advice that I can give you, man, stay consistent. I know we did have this interview, but I've been swamped and busy as hell. But of course, I gave my word, so I'm going to honor that. And I wanted to do this interview as well, not just because I said I was going to. I actually wanted to do this because yeah, we need to help each other out in general. But stay consistent, man. That's the best advice that I can give you, bro. Stay consistent. Just this interview right here, I'll leave you with this. Vlad TV does it all the time. Vlad TV does it all the time. You don't got to overthink your content. This interview alone, and anybody who sees this is some free game for you. This interview alone has about a month worth of content in it if you chop it up and you release it right. You don't got to drop it all at once. And this, I'm not just talking about my interview. I'm talking about any interview that you do has about
Mm-hmm.
a month worth of content. If you chop Vlad TV, you'll see part 29 with such and such and such and such. He's milking it for every dollar it can get. And then he releases the full interview.
Mm-hmm.
You can do things like that. You might not have to do them exactly like he do it, but just know, just because you shot one interview with somebody, that's not just one piece of content. You can still chop it up and take sections and post it and post it and post it, and you can do things like that. That way, you have so much content where you can post every day and be consistent. So keep things like that in mind.
Yeah,
Be
thanks, bro.
consistent. Be you got it. In order for you to blow, you got to flood the market and flood it with what the people want. People want to see these interviews, not just mine. To hell with my interview. With all of the interviews that you do, people want to see them. So chop them up, put them out. That helps with your consistency. The algorithm pushes you more when you put out more and people like it and people engage with it. Put it out more, put it out more, put it out more. Stay consistent.
I appreciate that, bro. Thanks a lot for joining me, man. This is JYD and your host, Thomas Tyree, signing off. And hopefully we chop it up again in the future, man.
Yes, sir.